It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment.
Fan frustration.
Brad, it's time, and we've talked a lot about money on this podcast today and throughout, talking about Patrick Mahomes getting paid. You have Dak and his contract situation. And I want to know what your fan frustration is about, because it's very similar. We have a monetary theme going on.
Yeah, well, I chose the unsigned Jets for my fan frustration. Kelvin Beachum, a 3-year starting left tackle, and Demaryius Thomas, who is past the back nine of his career, I'll admit. He's a borderline washed-up wide receiver at this point, but he is a 5-time Pro Bowler. They're both still unsigned, and for Demaryius Thomas, I want him to be signed yesterday, not for the player that he was, but for the player that he is, a mentor to Denzel Mims, who the Jets have invested in as their wide receiver one, with Robbie Anderson moving on to Carolina. And Kelvin Beachum, I understand you have a left tackle now in Mekhi Becton, the first-round pick from Louisville, but this guy started 3 years on the left side, on the blind side. You mean to tell me that he can't make your team better? Whether it's added depth or right tackle, anything. Kelvin Beachum will make the Jets better. So sign him. So this is just, I'm saying that the Jets should sign players because it would make their team better. Much like the Jamal Adams argument, my weekly dosage of Jamal Adams. And you know, it's funny, Jenna, because I was kind of on the fence of what my fan frustration should be. It was either this, Kelvin Beachum and Demaryius Thomas are unsigned for just no good reason, or it was the Denzel Mims thing. Did you hear what he said about Philadelphia? He was asked, I did.
It was fun.
It was fun. What did you think of your pre-draft interview with the Eagles? Oh, I'm not going to that. Trash city. It's dirty. It's this. It's that. And he does not like Philadelphia. I was like, okay, I could be frustrated about this, but I kind of agree. Like, it's bad. Like, okay, let's get real here. Okay, I wouldn't have used those words, and he definitely feels more passionate about this than I do. First of all, I'm a Mets fan, so immediately don't like Philadelphia. Just immediately biased against Philadelphia. Number one. Number two, I'm a college student. That's not a secret. Jenna is a college student. Jenna, I toured Temple, okay? Was not impressed. Immediately.
That's my aunt's alma mater.
Okay, well, you can go tell your aunt that I was not impressed with Temple, specifically the off-campus portion, the actual Philadelphia portion. Yeah, so it was a little dangerous, a little not my taste, not my speed, and that's exactly what Denzel Mims was kind of alluding to. Like, the people there, they're this, they're that, and I'm not generalizing, but Denzel Mims had a bad experience in Philadelphia. So did I. So I'm not frustrated. I concur.
I've never, been to Philly, never toured Temple, so I have no particular comments or thoughts, but I do have some comments and some thoughts on the Raiders' pass rush situation. You guys know how I feel about the Khalil Mack situation. I'm on Khalil Mack's side. I'll be on his side forever. I think that he was right and he was done dirty by the Raiders. But now there's, been some speculation, some rumors that the Raiders, specifically the coach, John Gruden, who, said we needed pass rush after, a generational talent he just let go or whatever it was. I don't really remember. Sorry, I'm getting a little annoyed, so I get a little sarcastic. But now we're thinking of signing Jadeveon Clowney. And like I said a couple seconds ago, John Gruden is on board. He is all in. But Mike Mayock, the general manager, is kind of like, I don't know if I want to spend money on that. We signed 2 linebackers and a defensive end that were probably on the higher end, which, address issues. I've definitely talked about the Raiders linebacker situation on this podcast and how we just need a linebacker, and I think it would solve a lot of our problems. Not all of our problems, but it would be a big help. And another thing that would be a big help is getting any type of pass rush. And Clowney is not just any type of pass rush. He's a very good pass rusher. And it wouldn't completely absolve all the pain I feel about Khalil Mack. It would never do that. That will never be forgiven. But it would make some type of sense to be like, we're trying to move in the direction of having a high-notch pass rush, and it would be great to have Max Crosby paired with someone. Give one of the best young defensive ends, and he was a steal going in like the 5th round. Do something with that. Don't waste it, because you wasted talent already in the past, and I'm kind of sick and tired of it. So either sign him, give him more. The thing is, they're kind of like lowballing him. They haven't. I think out of the 3 or 4 teams that are interested, theirs came in the lower end. So I don't think we're gonna get him. But do something to prove to me that you want an improved pass rush. If to quote John, it is hard to find good pass rush. So how about you ink this guy? That's all I gotta say.
But he's not good pass rush. He's not
better.
That good.
He's not bad. He's better than what we'd have. He'd be an upgrade.
See, that's a loser's mentality. Oh, he's not bad. He must be good. No.
I said he was good, but you decided to fight me on that. He's good. I can say that definitively.
He's not good. He had 3 sacks last year.
I think he's good.
Why?
I don't think he's. I'm gonna back it up. I'll say it again. I don't think he's bad. So yeah, he must be good.
Why?
He's not great. He'd be an upgrade. I'm sticking with it.
Okay, but the only metric that players in his position, outside linebackers, edge rushers, are measured by are sacks. And in 16 games, he had 3. That's not good. And you as a Raiders fan should know that. Even though you don't have Khalil Mack, you remember what it was like to have Khalil Mack. That is not a good number. That means he's not good.
No,
by the way, I stand corrected. Didn't play 16 games. He played in 13, started 11, but that's still not enough. That is still not enough. And by the way, that correction only proves my point. Guy couldn't stay on the field the entire season, and you're going to fork over, what, $20 million for Jadeveon Clowney? You kidding me?
Give him a year.
That's a waste of money. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
If Mike Mayock decides to give this guy a lot of money, I can guarantee you that, subconsciously or not, some of that contract will be paid in part because of the hit that he delivered in college. Do you remember that hit? South Carolina against Michigan, I think it was the Outback Bowl, and he just clocked this guy. No one even remembers the running back's name that he just leveled, decapitated, and it was a viral hit, highlight reel hit, climbed him all the way to the top of the draft boards. He was taken with a high pick early in the draft, first overall, actually, in 2014, and the hype on Jadeveon Clowney has been very high ever since. Now he's 27 years old, and I'm starting to forget this hit. I remember it only because of the false hope that Jadeveon Clowney came with because of the hit. But I remember the 3 sacks more so than the hit, just to be crystal clear. Don't make the mistake of compensating him for that hit in the Outback Bowl. Just like the Texans made the mistake of drafting him first overall because of the hit.
I guess if he were, still good, he'd be on the Texans, right?
Well, sure, yeah, and the Seahawks don't want any part of him. Seahawks, he played for the Seahawks last year. They don't want any part of him. They're not even willing to pay him half of what he's asking for. So right now what he's doing, Jenna, I'm just warning you. Right now what he's doing is making his rounds around the NFL and hoping that the team is dumb enough to give him this money. He's just looking for a sucker, and it looks like the Raiders are going to be that sucker. I'm just warning you.
No, they're not going to be that sucker, because I
Your
just said
fan frustration should be Jadeveon Clowney the day after they pay him. Just warning you.
No, and I literally wrote it in the doc. I said, the potential or the lack thereof, they're not going to sign him. Mike Mayock doesn't want him.
Then this shouldn't be your fan frustration. This should be your fan celebration. You don't want any part of this guy. He will, I promise you, be a terrible investment. He will be the most overpaid player on your team, including Derek Carr, if you think he's overpaid. If not, then I'm sorry that I made fun of your quarterback. But I'm sorry.
Give me more frustration.
I'm sorry, but he will be the most overpaid player probably in the history of the Raiders franchise. There, I said it.
Okay, well, the Raiders have made a lot of mistakes, so we might need to look back in history.
So why stop now?
But no, that was my point. But I just need some type of semblance of trying to produce any type of pass rush. He might not be the best option for us, but at least show some type of interest. And it's from John Gruden. Again, I don't love the man, so maybe you'll be right. I don't think we're gonna sign him anyway because like Mayock isn't giving John Gruden the nod, so it's not gonna happen.